I was reading, of course, CNN says that, things that happened yesterday was a coup, right? Then you look at, a coup. So you look at the actual people, and they have like headdresses on, and it's it's just goofy people. I don't know the details of who went in and everything else, but that's what happens when you piss off half the voting public and don't listen to them. Because Trump kept trying to turn the cameras around yesterday to show how many people were there, right?
Yeah.
And the news people wouldn't do it. They just focused on him. And I actually did see a picture of yesterday of how many people were there.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of people.
Yeah, there were a lot of people.
I couldn't believe it. It's like, oh my God.
But there are always a lot of people for Trump things.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of his rallies gets those kinds of crowds.
And what they have to remember is, first, I'm not going to listen to the news for the next 2 years.
No, me neither.
I'm over it. I'm really not.
I'm done.
Because it's always, because these ridiculous things are going to go through, and I'm just tired of everything.
Yeah.
And what they have to remember is, Biden was claimed as winning, but you still had over half the voting population not vote for him.
Yeah.
And it seems like this landslide thing, like, oh my God, we're in control, we can do what we want. And first, we know they cheated. Everybody knows they did. And if they didn't, let's bring it to court and put it out there and let's see. And show me wrong. Show me how big of a fool I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Democrats won't allow that.
Yeah.
Because they know they're going to.
I just want to interject. I don't mean to interrupt, but we know they cheated. It's just right now we can't really prove it.
Yeah.
Beyond the shadow or beyond a reasonable doubt in court.
Because they destroyed all the evidence. They're destroying the evidence, so there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's a perfect crime.
I mean, looking at statistically wise, just looking at statistics and the what happens in the voting cycle, something's different. It's different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They had to put
what's different is they sent out millions of unsolicited ballots.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they're going to keep doing that.
Just ignoring that.
Yeah. And they're just going to keep doing it. So they found the formula for right now. And they know how to work the system.
Right.
And they're just going to open the floodgates. It's going to cost me a lot more money over the next 4 years. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just, pissed.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. Maybe he'll be like Grover Cleveland in 4 years from now. He'll come back again. Who knows?
Well, he already said he was going to.
He did?
People think that Trump is just going to go away.
No.
He's never got away our entire life.
I know. To be honest, when we grew up,
culture.
I didn't even like him. I don't like Trump, really. He's kind of not my guy, type of guy. But everything he says, I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah. In everything he's been accused, everything he's come out with in public over the past 4 years has been true.
Yeah.
They said they were spying on him. It was true.
They were spying on him.
Yeah, they were spying on him. And all the other stuff, not the little, exaggerations he does, the Trumpism things, but the real important things.
Right.
When he's come out, it's actually been true. Even though they said what an idiot he is, and that Ukrainian thing, they said, oh, he's trying to twist their arm. The next day, he released an unredacted transcript of what happened when he was talking on the phone.
Read it for yourself.
And he wasn't alone in the call. It's not like he had a phone call in the basement going, hey, listen to me. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
They were like
Obama's hot mic moment when he thought the mic was off and he said, hey, after this election, I'll have a lot more flexibility. Go back and tell Putin that.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that. And he did not mean for that to be heard.
Yeah,
and
that's for sure.
What the media did when that happened? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered to ask, hey, what did you mean by that?
Yeah.
Nobody did.
They just let it go by.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's what happens when you get a lot of pissed people and you just don't listen to them.
Yeah.
It's like you can't ignore half the voting population.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. And they're going to rush the things through the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And God knows what we're going to get.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not going to get anything because I'm a middle-class American.
I think what's going to happen, personally. First of all, I don't think Biden is any kind of effective leader. He clearly has dementia.
Yeah.
The executive branch is going to be run by some kind of committee of people. There will be infighting and all this stuff among those people. That will happen. Taxes will go up. Corporate taxes will go up, probably. Maybe not. I mean, you know what Biden's smartest play here is? Just, he said he's going to undo Trump's executive orders. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to undo all of them. Like Trump did that with Obama. He ended like all those executive orders. But I don't think Biden's going to do it because, but I
well, the AOC
know,
people voted for.
I don't know if the Republicans will play along, but if he does, we're going to see bad things. We're going to see gas prices start going through the roof. If he stops allowing this fracking and drilling, and we start to have to become dependent on foreign oil again, like we used to be, I mean, there are things that this is what you can't get through to these Trump haters is they refuse to acknowledge the policy decisions that Trump deliberately enacted, that have done everything to benefit everybody in this country, not just rich billionaires. That's what the Democrats want.
Yeah, well, Pelosi made a deal with the AOC crowd, so she promised them something because they voted for her to be the head of the representatives. So they're going to get something.
They're going to get something.
Yeah, and that kind of worries me too.
I mean, I think the worst thing that the Democrats do, and Republicans do this too. I think what we're seeing here is just the melding of the parties. Mitch McConnell just became the minority leader. I don't think he gives a shit. He was the majority leader. Now he's the minority. I don't think he cares. I think he's like, whatever. We'll just keep doing what we do.
I think he cares a lot because it's those type of guys' personality. Like he's not in charge or Pelosi's not. Why does Pelosi want to be in charge? She's like 80-something years old.
I know.
Why do you want to do that? Why do you want that trouble in your life?
That's the problem that I have, and this is why I did support Trump. The reason that I supported Trump, if anybody would be willing to listen, is not because I'm some kind of fanboy that's like, oh my God, I got a Trump stand-up in my living room and I, go and kneel to it No, I don't do that. I like Trump because he made his bones in the private sector. He knows how to read a balance sheet. He understands what employment is about. He understands how devastating these onerous regulations on business is. And he also realizes that DC is a complete cesspool of corruption. And he comes in, and what did he do in 4 years? He shined a light on all of it. He shined a light on the media. He shined the light on the Congress. He shined the light on the courts. He shined a light on social media. He shined a light on all of this stuff. And a bunch of people, 75 million strong of them, said, yeah, this is bullshit. Now, I don't like mob mentality at all. And what happened yesterday, with the Trump supporters, I saw a video of them marching people out of the Capitol Police marching people out of the Capitol yesterday. This was just one segment, but the whole string of them were fat girls dressed in all black with colored hair, pink, purple, green hair, with their fists up in the air. That was Antifa. They did get in.
That wasn't Trump supporters.
Well, I believe categorically there were Trump supporters in there. I think it was a mob. And this is what happens with the mob. This is what the Tea Party was all about. The Sons of Liberty. They dressed up like Indians and they formed a mob and they got drunk first. They were drinking rum and they go and throw the tea into the thing. And you saw the same thing with the mob at the Boston Massacre. Some colonists threw a fucking rock at the British soldiers. A firearm went off. A couple of people got killed. Everything went to hell. And this is these two things: the Sons of Liberty and the Tea Party, and the Boston Massacre.
Crispus Attucks got killed. What's his real name? Crispus Attucks.
Well, John Adams said of both of those things, I completely disavow these things. This is bullshit. John Adams was the guy that defended the British, in court. And the other thing too is I believe that everybody needs to use their fucking words. Talk about it. talk about it. But this is the problem. And this is why those people that were out there are so angry. Is, you know what they did with Trump? Twitter has suspended Trump for 24 hours. All
Really?
the videos that Trump put up yesterday saying, "Go home, calm down. We're all disappointed about this, all this." Twitter pulled them down. They pulled them down. And
Yeah.
why did they pull them down? Because they want to be able to say, "See, Trump is leading them and telling them to do all this shit."
Yeah.
He was telling them to calm down. He never told them to do this.
Yeah.
But again, I say that, and I say something that is factually true, and people go, "Oh, so you believe that people should?" No, I don't believe that people should go in and stand on the fucking desk. I
Yeah.
think that was a shitty thing to do. And any of those mobsters, those mobs that went in there and did it, I say arrest every fucking one of them.
Yeah.
Why were they marching them out and letting them just walk out with their fists raised? Again, I'm not saying that all of them were Antifa, but a lot of them were actors. A lot of them were people trying to build up their brand on social media and all this, and it became a mob, and it was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
But this never Trump hating Trump, and I mean viscerally, emotionally hating Trump is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. He is a provocateur, and he says provocative things on Twitter. So what? So what? I get provocative shit from people that I disagree with all the time, and I'm not like, we can't have that. We got to take them off the air. I don't say let him talk. Let a crazy person talk. Let them talk. And this is the problem, and that's the problem with those thousands of Trump supporters that were out there, is culture and the media and social media, and everybody has said to them for 4 years, first of all, you're a Nazi. You're a Nazi. And second of all, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think the First Amendment was created? The freedom of speech, the freedom to peaceably assemble, the freedom to petition for redress of grievances, and all this stuff. Why? It's important to talk about this stuff. And for 4 years, we've been told to shut the fuck up. You're meaningless. And and that's why people are mad. This is also too, and I know you're similar on this. I don't like protests.
Yeah.
I don't go to protests. I don't.
Me neither.
I really don't. I never have. I've never gone to a march. Even if I agree with the cause, I'm like, oh, what are you fucking people doing?
First of all, I can't take that time off from work. That's my big thing.
Right.
How can you take off a week and just go, oh, okay, I'll go do this?
It's not work. I got better shit to do. I don't want to go down to Boston and march in a rally and have to find parking for my car and figure it out and blah, blah, blah. I don't want this. It's not my thing. And that's a problem that conservatives have always had. They don't talk much. They don't. I take that back. I take that whole statement. They don't protest. They don't do this. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. But Black Lives Matter. I just was. I don't know if I sent you the picture. They showed a helicopter picture from Washington D.C. right after the George Floyd thing. The whole city, every city block there's fires burning.
Yeah.
And they're talking about this thing at the Capitol like it's the worst thing. Okay, so a bunch of fucking yahoos sat at Pelosi's desk and rifled through her shit. Who cares? I don't know.
I'm just
in the paper because you got the yahoos that, like, again, people who fundamentally I agree with, and they're saying shit, and then you got the other side and they're saying shit. We are completely divided because we're not using our words.
There's no way Kamala Harris, the people are going to bring everything back together. This is no way.
No, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep saying, shut these people up, shut them down.
Look, we have control. Let's get as much stuff as we can through, and this will be awesome. And then they'll never be able to turn it back. See, that's their thinking. Yeah. It's not like, okay, what's going to be good for everybody? Yeah. It's going to be, we're going to do as much as we can. Let's do it. We get 2 years. Go. Yeah. And that's what it'll be. And they're not.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna and then what's gonna happen is the economy's gonna tank. Gas prices. I mean, gas prices right now, around here, they just crossed over $2 a gallon here. Yeah. And I was paying $1.99 last week, and they crossed $2. And gas prices are going to go up to $3-4 a gallon. And oil prices hopefully it won't go up much till the spring here in New England. But oil prices are going to go up. People are going to start feeling the pinch for that. If these COVID lockdowns continue, we're just going to see more and more businesses failing. We're just going to see that. That's what's just going to happen. It's going to happen. And like one of the things that I drive for a popular rideshare company, and and
You were just fired. You know that, right?
well,
they're gonna find out about it, and they're gonna fire you for that.
What's going on is they've shut down like half the schedule of the trains and subways and buses around here.
Yeah.
Because people are so terrified to sit next to somebody on a bus or a train or a subway with COVID. So I'm actually picking up those commuter rides, which is sort of offsetting. When there's no business travel, nobody's traveling for business anymore. The hotels. I drive by the hotels. It's spooky how I'm driving by hotels and they're completely, maybe one light on in a window, maybe. So the economy is going to change dramatically. All these restaurants, these local restaurants that were really cool, that were owned by Joe Fitzpatrick, that owned a bar, he's going to lose it because he's not going to be. And then fucking Chipotle's going to come in.
Yeah, so the big corporations are going to come in.
Oh wow, that location.
Because that's what's happening here in LA. Yeah, I hate going to LA, first of all.
Yeah.
Because it's a cesspool, but I like going there because they have the old Hollywood-ish type of restaurants still. Yeah. Those are going out like fist and nail. I mean, literally. I mean, these places have been there for like 50, 60 years. Icons, they're going out of business.
Yeah. They can't survive 25 and 50% capacity. They need to be 10% capacity on the weekends in order for them to make up for the Mondays and Tuesdays that they don't get anybody.
Yeah, that's for sure. They need those people. Hey, I got to run upstairs and do my thing. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.